Have you ever wondered what the price tag is for the world's most exclusive and luxurious automobiles? Which cars have fetched astronomical sums at auctions? What makes these vehicles so valuable? In this video, we will delve into the realm of automotive opulence and explore the stories behind the 9 most expensive cars ever sold. From rare classics to modern marvels, each of these automobiles carries a price that most can only dream of. So, which cars have earned a place in this elite club of automotive extravagance? Let's uncover the details together. Number 9. Mercedes-Benz 300 SLR Uhlenhaut Coupe, $5.5 million. The Mercedes-Benz 300 SLR Uhlenhaut Coupe, which first went into production in 1955 and still holds the distinction of being the most costly Mercedes-Benz vehicle that has ever been made available for purchase, was introduced in that year. Only 2 of these prototypes were ever created, and the chief engineer of Mercedes, Rudolf Uhlenhaut, was the only person who was ever given permission to drive either one of them. The extraordinary gull-wing doors and magnificent silver appearance of the vehicle drew attention to the racing pedigree of the vehicle. One of the prototypes was put up for auction in 2013 by Bonham's auction house. It was able to fetch a price of $5.5 million, which placed it in the 9th position on the list of all-time sales. Its sale came as quite a surprise considering that its rumored insurance worth was just $30 million, given that it was only one of only 2 of its kind. This was due to the fact that it was the only one of only 2 of its kind. Number 8. Ferrari 250 GTO, $8 million. Due to the fact that it is one of the most well-known autos in the background, the Ferrari 250 GTO from the year 1962 is frequently believed to be the holy grail of collectible automobiles. Due to the fact that there were only a total of 36 of these automobiles manufactured for the exclusive purpose of racing in races between the years 1962 and 1964, each one is quite rare. Its very successful racing career, elegant Pininfarina bodywork, and powerful 3.0-liter V12 engine all contribute to its legendary renown. In 2018, a 250 GTO with chassis number 3413 sold for $8 million, which was the highest public sale price for the model at the time and good enough for the number 8 spot. Because of this, the Ferrari 250 GTO maintained its status as the company's all-time most valuable automobile. Number 7. 1963 Ferrari 250 GT Lusso, $8.1 million. In 2017, an additional vintage Ferrari brought in a price of $8.1 million when it was sold at auction. This Ferrari, a 1963 250 GT Lusso, had previously been owned by racing driver Paul Newman. Between the years 1962 and 1964, a grand total of just 18 Lussos were built specifically for the purpose of being driven on public roads by gentleman drivers. Its Scaglietti-designed livery had a long, low nose and a movable rear spoiler to aid the vehicle's stability when traveling at high speeds. Although it was not quite as severe as the GTO, the Lusso came standard with a V12 engine that had a displacement of 3.0 liters and opulent interiors. This was despite the fact that it was not quite as radical as the GTO. Its celebrity provenance from the iconic Hollywood actor Paul Newman was a significant contributing reason for both its high sale price and its place as the 7th most valuable item in the auction. Number 6. 1962 Ferrari 250 GTO Berlinetta, $8.15 million. This red 250 GTO Berlinetta, which R.M. Sotheby's sold at their Monterey sale in 2018 for $8.15 million, is more than capable of contending with the Paul Newman Lusso. The auction house held the sale in California. It was one of 4 brand new 250 GTO Berlinettas with a red paint job that were sent to the United States. Each of these cars was completely new. Despite the fact that the horse had spent the most of its life in private ownership in Switzerland, the elite racing pedigree of its ancestors shone through in its performance. The Ferrari 250 GTO's dominance in the GT class of the Sports Car World Championship from 1962 to 1964 confirmed the GTO's status as one of the most successful race cars in the annals of automobile competition. This red GTO came in 6th place overall because of its impeccable condition, extensive history, and extremely limited availability. Number 5. 1965 Ford GT40 prototype, $11 million. This very rare prototype of a 1965 Ford GT40 became up for sale in 2017 and eventually brought an unbelievable $11 million, which places it in the 5th position on our list. In their attempt to compete with Ferrari in the 24 Hours of Le Mans, Ford only ever constructed a total of 4 lightweight GT40P prototypes in their whole history. These racers were years ahead of their time because of their ground-hugging design, which included a V8 engine with a capacity of 7.0 liters and weighed less than 2,000 pounds. In 1965, the vehicle, which had been raced in the past by illustrious racers such as Bruce McLaren, finished in the top 3 on the podium in a number of different competitions. Since it recently underwent a full restoration to its original specs, it has become a trophy for affluent collectors due to its successful racing background and rarity as the sole surviving Gulf livery GT40P. Number 4. 1962 Ferrari 250 GTO, $12 million. The Ferrari with the chassis number 3413 GT presently holds the record for the most valuable Ferrari ever sold at a public auction, having received a price of $12 million at RM Sotheby's Monterey in 2018. This particular red GTO was the 21st one to be produced and had been in the possession of Americans for more than 2 decades before being transferred back to Europe. It was also the first one to be painted red. It has undergone a laborious repair, but the original drivetrain as well as the body panels have been preserved, and they are both in outstanding condition. Its racing record, which included victory in the 1962 Italian Tourist Trophy and the 1962 Coppa Fiorio, added to its renown and helped it acquire iconic status among 250 GTOs. Among its racing victories, the 1962 Italian Tourist Trophy is particularly noteworthy. These victories were essential in its advancement to this status. Number 3. 1968 Ford GT40 Gulf/Pennzoil Special, $13.2 million. As a result of its sale at a record-breaking price of $13.2 million, the 1968 GT40 Gulf/Pennzoil Special is currently in the 3rd position on this list. This places it among the most iconic race cars in the annals of automotive competition. The first ever outright victory for Ford came in 1968 at the 24 Hours of Le Mans with Pedro Rodriguez and Lucien Bianchi at the wheel of the number 6 GT40 driven by Pedro Rodriguez and Lucien Bianchi. This was the first time that Ford had ever won the race outright. As a result of its Gulf livery and Pennzoil sponsorship, it evolved into an automotive icon that is closely associated with the dominance of American racing. Its excellent history, which included several championship victories, as well as its expert restoration, definitely had a large role in the extravagant price that it ultimately brought at auction. Number 2. 1962 Ferrari 250 GTO, $14.3 million. The original Scuderia Ferrari 250 GT Testarossa Criterium showroom model recently established a new record price of $14.3 million at the 2018 RM Sotheby's Monterey sale. As a result, it is currently in 2nd place. Despite the fact that it was never really used for racing, this gorgeous GTO in scarlet with the chassis number 3981 GT was displayed in notable Italian collections for decades. The superb Scaglietti steel bodywork that was included when it was purchased initially is still in pristine shape despite having a completely new rolling chassis installed underneath it. Piero Drugo, a racing driver for Scuderia Ferrari, bought it brand new and had it customized for display at Scuderia Ferrari events. Number 1. 1962 Ferrari 250 GTO, $38 million private sale. The 1962 Ferrari 250 GTO with chassis number 3413 GT was just recently sold privately for an astonishing sum of $38 million, which elevates it to the top of the list by a wide margin. This was the final entry on the list, but it is certainly not the least important. It was sold at Sotheby's auction house for $12 million in 2018, and since then, it has been acquired by a buyer who desires to remain anonymous for a price that is more than 3 times as much as what it was originally sold for. The fact that Ferrari made a total of only 36 250 GTOs that were designed particularly for racing between the years 1962 and 1964 means that it is exceptionally challenging to locate any one of them. The name of the vehicle's new purchaser is unknown, but the transaction price of $38 million ensures that it will continue to hold the title of the most expensive automotive ever sold. What do you think of our video? Let me know in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video and want to hear from me again, be sure to hit that subscribe button before you go. Thanks for watching.